Guys, Bitcoin with Dini, Anastini here. What's the crack? Hope you're having a good day. Because it was a good day. It wasn't as good as yesterday. Yesterday was an amazing day. But it was a good day. So we got EU regulation. And I want to briefly chat a little bit about what it means for you. We've gotten a lot of new people hitting the channel and finding the channel. And that's awesome. Nobody questions money in the good times. But people are questioning money a lot more now. Because we're seeing inflation, we're seeing banks failing, like banks in America, banks in Switzerland. You know, these aren't banks in developing nations, these are like Western countries. We've seen the second, third biggest bank failure in America in the last 2 months. So people are starting to pay a little bit more attention, which is absolutely amazing. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe, become part of the community and learn, because I promise you, the things that I'm talking about, you will never hear this stuff in mainstream media, and that's by design, and that's unfortunate. Anyone who's new to the channel, I'll just give a brief introduction to myself. Hi, I'm Dini, what's the crack? I started off my entrepreneurial journey absolutely broken, living in a caravan, and over the course of a little over a decade, I was able to retire early, and that was by finding information that wasn't coming from mainstream and thinking for myself and doing what we call proof of work. So that's what we'll sort of chat about. But anyway, super welcome to all the new people. So the EU regulation, I'll just give you the synopsis of it really quickly. One, it means Bitcoin's going to 6 figures and then 7 figures, because regulation is the only thing that's holding Bitcoin back. From all the big insurance funds getting involved, from all the big pension funds getting involved, from all the Fortune 500 companies getting involved. Regulation is all they need. That's all they're waiting on, okay? Remember, don't overthink this. Don't try to be too clever. Don't try to think of the million things that can go wrong and ignore the one massive thing that will go right, okay? First principles thinking, always. That's, I think, the most important thing. If you can learn how to think with first principles and find what's the biggest, most important domino, what's the biggest thing you can focus on, instead of focusing on little tiny things. That's what we do, okay? What is Bitcoin? It's digital scarcity, baby. That's all it is, okay? What does every human on the planet, whether you're an individual, okay, whether you're a corporation, whether you're a government, a nation state, okay, all you're looking for is scarcity. You might know that, but that's what you're looking for, because that's how you protect your value across time, is by finding scarce things. You know, and we've a million different asset classes, how we do that traditionally, but anytime an analog product gets disrupted and a digital version comes along, it's a huge disruption, because the digital version is an order of magnitude better at everything the analog product can do. I'm actually on my way up to the office here now to do an out-of-hours consultation with a big fish. You'll probably see this, but it's I've got some props with me just to explain this, how this works. I won't reach for them now because I'm driving. Okay, so regulation is a good thing. It's a fantastic thing. All right, that's the first thing. The second thing is, though, when you understand money and how money works, you'll understand that fiat money tends to centralize more. That means the money is moved, you know, from everyone, it's moved more to the 1%, and then it becomes 1% of the 1%. Okay, so fiat money, and that's the standard money we use now, euros. It's a fiat standard, it's called, in case that's a new term for you. Okay, it just means by decree, which basically means it's backed by nothing, but it's just a law that you must use it. Okay, and you can't make your own money. Like, if I make my own money, I go to jail. No, you know, none of us can print money unless you're a central bank or a commercial bank. They can both print money, either by lending or just by actually printing money. Alright, but that's a whole other rabbit hole. I won't confuse you with that. Yeah, hopefully you're going down that to understand why it's so difficult now, why you have to work more for less, or you don't have as much time. Maybe you have more stuff, but you have less time, and time is the real asset. So, with what's happening now is there's a PSYOP going on, and RT News spoke about this. My dad was actually talking to me about it today, and you'll notice when they done their spiel about cryptos being, and they always speak about crypto, never Bitcoin, okay, because mainstream is terrified of Bitcoin. Okay, if every individual human on the planet understood Bitcoin, we wouldn't have this problem. Okay, we'd be in a period of human flourishing where we do very little work and everyone would have prosperity, and there'd be no world hunger or none of the nonsense that goes on in the world at the moment. Okay, but they don't. All right, and that's why crypto is used to sort of confuse people and push it out there so that people don't understand what's going on. And you'll notice when the news was talking about it, they were saying some of these cryptos are using a lot of energy, and the whole energy FUD thing. And I'm not going to debate whether we have a climate emergency at the moment, okay, or not. It's totally beside the point. Bitcoin uses energy. That's why it's so valuable. Other cryptocurrencies use hardly any energy. That's why there's zero value in them, okay? It's the energy that protects the value of it. The more energy it uses, the more secure it is. Because energy, you know the laws of the universe, guys. Energy can't be created or destroyed, it can only move, okay? So therefore, to attack Bitcoin, you have to come up with energy, all right? It's not free to attack it like it is these other protocols. It's connected to the real world. Now, the irony is that you putting up a Christmas tree in December, okay, and you're killing a tree, all right? You kill a tree, and then you put lights on it for a month, and then you throw it in the landfill. That's much more harmful to the earth than Bitcoin, which gives sovereignty to the whole planet, all right? But you don't hear a psyop about Christmas trees should be banned, or Christmas trees are using too much energy, okay? Your dishwasher uses more energy. Maybe you should wash your dishes by hand, okay? But we don't hear that because it's just a psyop. They're terrified of Bitcoin, and they don't want mainstream people to understand Bitcoin. Now, a lot of my clients are high net worth people, or not even high net worth. We deal with high net worth, but some people are just, you know, they've got $2,000 to invest and they're not sure how to do it. You know, from that up, I suppose. Hopefully internet signal stays okay here. But mainstream are terrified of Bitcoin, and that's why this is psyop about it uses too much energy. It used to be that it used dirty energy, it used coal. But now we know the majority of Bitcoin mining is done with renewables. But now it's too much energy. It doesn't matter that you're using renewable energy. You just can't be using that energy. All right? Absolutely terrified of Bitcoin. That's why if you're new to this space, I promise you, everything you know about Bitcoin is probably wrong. All right? And once you actually do the work and get the education, it's going to change your whole world. All right? And it'll change your future as well if you actually take action on what you learn and understand. And it'll give you a better future, and it'll give you the option to retire early as well. As I've had, and as many of us have had, who've gone down this rabbit hole and done the work and gone through the difficult times and had to deal with all the misinformation that's put out there. Okay, so regulation is going to take Bitcoin to 6 figures and then 7 figures. It's a great thing for it. Okay, what I would say to you is they want to keep the smalls out. All right, because that's how it works. And you're seeing again on the news, the psyopos, loads of young men have lost so much money in crypto, and that might be true because a lot of people who come into crypto lose their ass. But there's a hard and fast rule with Bitcoin, guys, and that's that every young man or young woman or person or even a robot who's held Bitcoin for 4 years or longer has increased their net worth or is in a better financial position. And sometimes it's a much better financial position. And that's a hard and fast rule that no other crypto asset has. And that's why at Bitcoin Medina we focus on Bitcoin, because you can trade cryptos, and that's not for most people because they have jobs and they're not going to, it's a 9% failure rate. So I don't think people need to do that. We can set up a Plan B pension to retire early. I can consult with someone for about 2 hours and maybe a second meeting. And that's pretty much it then. They just go and action their plan, and they might need to check in with me every now and then. But it's really simple stuff once you understand this thing. Remember, the mainstream, what they want is they want to slow the adoption of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's an inevitability, okay? Nothing here is financial advice. Just my opinion. Bitcoin's an absolute inevitability. It cannot be stopped at this stage, okay? I don't know if it could ever have been stopped, but definitely not now. It's absolutely impossible. It's just a matter of how much it can be slowed down. Its adoption can be slowed down. But it can't be stopped, okay? They're terrified of small entities having Bitcoin. That's why all the big entities are screaming at regulators to go regulate this thing, because legally we can't own it until you regulate it. Now, on a personal level, I've been to conferences all over the world, and I'll give you a shameless plug here. Bitcoin Ireland 2023, go on to Eventbrite, search for it, get a ticket for it. You will learn 10 times more by going to an in-person event than you will online, listen to me waffling, or YouTube, or any other learnings, okay, that are digital. You learn humans work better in person. So get yourself along to that event. But where I was going with that point is, was a couple of years ago now. Jeez, it could be 4 years ago. I was at an event in the UK, and some of the top banks were there. Okay, there was all top brass there, all fancy suits there. All right, no tracksuit bottom people like me. All right, it was all fucking big wigs. Okay, the slick lads, and Italy spoke from Citibank. You know, Citibank are the largest asset manager in the world. Okay, and Italy said, no, we won't be offering Bitcoin until the regulation, until there's absolute clarity with regulation. We won't be touching it with a barge pole, with the bank, okay? But then he said, but by the way, FYI, personally, I own Bitcoin, lads, I'm not an idiot. He didn't say those exact words, but he told us that he owned Bitcoin. Okay, and had owned it for a number of years. And this is the head man of one of the largest asset managers in the world, on the planet. So pay attention to what the rich people are doing. Pay attention to what the elite people are doing. Not what RTE News are telling you. Because I promise you, they just, their agenda is Bitcoin bad. Don't let people have Bitcoin. Let's try and get the digital euro out as soon as we can so we can stop people being able to buy Bitcoin. The beauty is it's going to take them a couple of years to do that possibly, because they're just behind the 8 ball, and I will always bet on the free market, on entrepreneurs to outpace, you know, centralization, who will try and bring out digital euros, digital dollars. You know, the free market's faster, it can move better, it's more versatile, and like, who's better with tech? Who's better with technology? Governments or the free market? Entrepreneurs, baby, all day long. So don't bet against them. I'm going to download that whole regulation thing over the weekend. I'll have a good read of it. I'm just on the way for a bit of consulting now. Guys, do me a favour, hit the like button. My aim on the channel is to go back to basics and sort of take, I know I've been a Bitcoin with Dinny going for years, but I think now we're coming into a new cycle. We're coming into a new cycle, and it's going to be a new wave of people, a new batch of people. And even if you're from the school of 2020 or the school of 2018 or the school of 2022, it doesn't matter. For me, the basics are the most important thing. And it's why I revisit basics all the time. It's why I focus on the basics, because the 80-20 rule, you know, 80% of your results come from 20% of what you need to learn, and 20% of what you need to learn is all the basics. Now lane change. Guys, hope you have good plans for the weekend. Just throw a comment in, let me know where you're zooming in from. Nikki's on, Lara's almost there, lads. And yeah, this regulation is going to be awesome for Bitcoin. Alright, now the best thing is, at the moment, we as small entities, as individuals, we don't have to wait on regulation, and this is the beautiful thing, okay? So we can act. You know, a Fortune 500 company can't touch Bitcoin. They literally can't, even though they need it, because they're holding a load of dollars that are just being debased with inflation, meaning they're losing their purchasing power. They can't do anything about it. They're going buying treasury bonds, and then because they raise interest rates, the treasury bonds are underwater, so they're getting absolutely crucified. But we as individuals, we don't have to. And I always say, like, don't try to be too smart. I had a comment in one of my videos, I'm not hating on this person, it's just regurgitating nonsense that they hear in the media. Bitcoin's down so much, everything is down so much. Last year was one of the worst years for all financial assets. Facebook's down more than Bitcoin. I'm talking live on Facebook at the moment, on YouTube, okay? People are still using it, you know, it's not over. So do the work for yourself. I promise you, your future self will be delighted that you did. Obviously, if you need help, give me a shout. I'd be delighted to do a consultation with you, either on Zoom or in person in our offices. And get yourself along to Bitcoin Ireland 2023. It's on the 20th of May, and you can grab your ticket on Eventbrite by just jumping onto Eventbrite and search for it. Anyway, I'm going up for a bit of late night consulting. Hope you have a good Friday evening. Dinny out.